Yo, 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 what's happening, guys? METAVERSEMILLEN here. How are we all today? We're back with another video. We're currently in LA right now. Looking through the map. How are you all doing? Hope you're keeping well. If you're new to the channel, if you want to follow Upland and keep up with every single video I launch, click that subscribe button so you don't miss a future upload. Comment down below, like the video, show your support. We've got a lot to talk about today. It's like 30 degrees in Scotland, so I'm absolutely roasting right now. I need to get out as well, but check out these clips. Roll it right now. It's just so nice to actually see the weather, and it's just so cool to actually have a couple of days off and that. So going to go down to the lake and stuff and just relax after this, but thought I'd jump on. There's a lot to talk about today. We've pretty much got like 30 structures now finished in Granada Hills, which is amazing to see. The amount of players what are jumping on, Bazzer86 is helping organize this so good. The amount of players what are putting Sparklet on, like 1.1 million Sparklet right now, building the service structures, 30 already completed and almost like 100 in construction right now. So yeah, things are really positive. I'm looking forward to the arrival of UPPIES. I signed up like 3 years ago with a property virtual trading game, a SimCity kind of game in mind from the original roadmaps and other stuff. I remember them talking about the yield decreasing over time, but obviously they needed to build the mechanics in game to like support the economy and also the players in game. I do see a lot of properties, like kind of good areas where a lot of players are going to start to come to, especially when the yield starts to pull more towards like the UPPIES and stuff, because I don't see why you would have gamified earnings on top of like trying to keep your UPPIES in your neighborhood. I believe like keeping your UPPIES happy, and that is the game mechanic. That's what's fun. Like City Skylines, you know, if you don't keep the people happy or whatever, they will move out or they'll die. That kind of idea. Your neighborhood will start losing kind of residents, will start losing UPPIES, which is generated off those structures and the businesses in that area. So yeah, it's like the real world. I'm from Grimsby, you know, there was a lot of people there when I used to live there compared to where there is now. You know, it's not making half as much money as it used to, and that's just the way the world is. Like there's going to be a lot of places what make good money and like kind of where a lot of people want to have a residency, and there'll be a lot of places where just players won't go as well. So it's up to each person, every member, every node manager to like promote their node and build it up. Or it might be a good idea to join forces and join a node what's actually got that kind of generation and that community already. So that's what I'm really excited about. Granada Hills is 2.5, nearly 3 years old now as well. So from day one, the plan was to have a node what was like sustainable for 10 years. It wasn't like kind of a 2 or 3 year plan. It looks really good at the beginning to see the data on a smaller node, but when you look at like a longer time frame, you start to have to demolish properties or start to look at different strategies to basically, there's just not really much room for expansion after another year. Imagine 2 years time, you know, 3 years time and stuff like that. There'll always be room to grow in Granada Hills, and that's what I'm really happy that main original decision has kind of built this and set this up for the future as well. So everything follows around Granada Hills and like kind of that brand on METAVERSEMILLEN. But yeah, in the future I want to kind of like drift away from, I want it to be like the community node, you know, I want it to be the node like the Upland hub. I think this is going to be so cool, and we're getting to that point right now. So yeah, buzzing with that. If we get more Sparklet joined as well, I'll put a wee statement out as well, first statement, so officially out. And if we look here as well, you can see there's 255 service structures completed in LA. The amount of business in LA right now is just like, well, the amount of business in LA for the last year, yes, it's a massive node and stuff like that, but a lot of players see that as bad. They don't understand how many transactions go on in LA and how good it is to actually have all these nodes all in one kind of like city. Because even if you don't hit high on your neighborhood ratings, you've got the rest of LA. So you've got like, you know, Sun Valley there, El Serrano with the real node LA, Chatsworth as well. You know, you've got Robot City. So there's a lot of big nodes there as well, what will support your kind of city level score in a way. This is all going to be done off like entertainment, like kind of different sectors. So obviously like your movie theater and your arcade will probably be in the same like category. So it'll be a percentage based on each kind of category: entertainment, services, you know, that kind of stuff. You know, you've got food and stuff, so it'll be cool how they actually do everything. But I'm really looking forward to it. Like, you're actually playing a game where like your strategies and where you build makes sense, and you have to buy the Sparklet to build, and then you can get rewarded if you make the right decisions. Like, that's the way it should be. Like in the real world, people win, people lose, you know, it's a business. And I feel like this is going to be so like the last 2 years, it's just been I know I'm in a really positive mood with this, because this is everything I like signed up for. I love Upland and the team and everything they've been building, and it's just been like the last year, the last like 18 months of just, it's been like completely like just so confused and so everywhere. Like when now you can see like the store, the Sparklet's going to come out in like a few hours. That'll probably sell out in 5 hours this time, because last time was 6 hours. The demand in the layer one's there. I just don't see the players on the exchanges much or on the racing much and stuff like that. And it does, like, why are we wasting that energy when this is what we could have been focusing on? Like UPPIES, like service structures, businesses. Like imagine when they can bring out ways to sell Sparklet in game player to player. You know, the Tilia account is everything we need. We don't need these external exchanges. Like it's proven that everything in layer one just is really cool. And like you bring in more players like you are with UPPIES right now, the prices just go up naturally. If there's anything what's going to bring those floors up, it's going to be like UPPIES coming out and stuff like that, because that demand's going to just drive it. So yeah, I'm really excited that we've got to this point, and now it seems to be like focused on that development, like the property virtual trading game, and I'm like really positive about this. Like Upland's obviously listened and understand like the feedback and stuff like that, but it's really positive. Like I'm very happy about this and kind of where everything's going. So yeah, we've got basically 30 service structures right now in Granada Hills. We're going to try and build up obviously some more. I've got a supermarket going. I've got the hospital. I've got like different like fire stations and other stuff. So I'm going to push up to like 200,000, 220,000 Sparklet at the end of the month. I get paid at the end of the month, so we'll probably buy what, like $300 packages and then one $100 package, and that'll get us 16,000 off a $300 maybe with the price right now. So 32 plus one, about 48,000 plus like $100 one, so that would be like, yeah, I'll probably get about 40 to 50,000 Sparklet, you know, getting up to like 210 probably, kind of amount. And then next month we'll get up to like 250, 260, and then the month after that kind of idea. So my plan's now to focus on Sparklet completely, because if all your structures, what make like the UPPIES are going to be generated to the service structures and then like the residents in that area. So if you think about like you're growing your you're growing your yield right now to just buy empty properties. In the future, I don't see it making sense to buy loads of properties away from where all your kind of main hub is, because those properties will be making the most return, because that's where the UPPIES will be. So I see like the yield kind of being, it's great that I can buy 2 properties a day, but if I can only build 1 structure every 5 days, like 80% of my account's going to be pretty much like just not efficient. So like I need to get my Sparklet balance up so I can like support my yield by building those structures, by developing the land that I've bought with the yield. So yeah, I think like the Sparklet will be a main part of being able to earn your yield in the future, and it'll just drive that Sparklet price up. I think this is like really positive. The yield going down is a good thing. It's not to earn less money, it's to earn the money from actually the economy naturally, from doing like the work in the economy. Like the yield was only just to sustain it till like that development. Upland's obviously in beta, it's like it's still getting developed, you know, like that yield was just there to support until these mechanics came out where like the economy can function by itself. So if you think about the UPPIES like spending on like, you know, your rents in properties, like each service unit will have, each residence unit will have like kind of UPPIES in it. If they get attracted to it, they'll pay rent. You know, if they go to the arcade, you'll probably get a 10 UPPIES, 20 UPPIES kind of entry fee. There might be entry fees, that kind of thing. Also the visits, you know, like do the UPPIES when they travel to like a venue, will they pay visits as well as players paying visits? Do our visits go up? You know, there's a lot what's just speculation right now, and I know that I'm pushing like a lot of the speculation, but I seen the roadmap, the Genesis roadmap, where they was talking about it, and I asked a question about yield, and they did say like in the future. So I don't see like this happening overnight. I see this being like a 2-year, 3-year plan, but clearly that yield's going to go down from just owning a random property with no structure on it. You know, like this property here is going to be a lot less valuable with my yield, or like from the UPPIES compared to something like this structure over here. Obviously it depends how many UPPIES are in Granada Hills as a whole, but this property is going to earn more than this property, I believe, in the future. And then anything with like a business on it, you know, the UPPIES are going to use it to visit as well. So do you set your own rent? You know, if the rent's too high, the UPPIES go somewhere cheaper. You know, if you've got like a really amazing place, you can like charge higher rent. You know, players always want to go to Dubai or New York or London, you know what I mean? Like it's really expensive, but they want to go to that place. So I see this like opening up into a massive kind of business, and like a lot of players can really make their own decisions to how their account goes, and that it not just being tied to just like yield at a certain percent. with gamified earnings, where, like, I don't know, I got the competitive treasure hunt, I got the standard treasures as well, so I've got my like 2. I need to travel to, obviously, Rome's coming out tomorrow. I've got my 3 properties, so I'll pick them up at 5 p.m, which is pretty much 2.5 hours from when this video is getting filmed. Probably when this video is released, they'll already be on the store. So I think it's 9 a.m PT time, and that's 5 p.m in the UK for me, GMT time. So I'll get those. I'll save a bit of money for any more service structures I need to as well. Get those 3 properties in Rome, but also travel over to Rome. So that means I'll get my 2 tasks, obviously, because it's now, well, Wednesday, so obviously that started yesterday. So all I need to do now is buy the packs and travel over to Rome pretty much once I'm allowed to. And that's pretty much everything for this video. I just wanted to jump on, obviously, talk about Granada Hills. I did post a little read on X if you want to go check that out. It's really cool over here, just showing us like kind of the plan and where we're going with the node in the future and stuff like that. And I've got to try and make it more kind of like open and transparent and everything. Like, there's a lot of strategies and there's a lot of stuff that I can talk about publicly that we use to like kind of push the node as well. Obviously, we're going to keep that secret sauce, but yeah, the majority of it I'm going to start putting out into kind of documents and stuff, so people can actually look at the growth and where we've got to and what we're doing well, where we need to improve, that kind of stuff, and just treat it like a proper business as well and make a really good return on investments. This is going to be exciting. This is going to be so cool as well. Thank you so much for the support as well. Click that subscribe button. We're really trying to hit that 1,000 subscribers this year as well, so I appreciate everybody what does, everybody what watches the videos, follows METAVERSEMILLEN, and supports Granada Hills. Thank you so much for the support, and I'll see you tomorrow for another video. METAVERSEMILLEN, peace.